guys, it's Cece, and today I am here to do my September and October favorites. Usually at the end of every month I do a favorites video where I tell all of you all of my favorite things that I've seen or read or watched or done over the previous month, but in October I took a little break from that because I wanted to do a video that was all about my favorite spooky stuff in general. So today I am doing a combo favorites video where I talk about all of my favorite things for the last 2 months. That's September and October. That means I have a lot to talk about, so let's just jump right in. So first of all, my favorite book that I've read over the previous 2 months altogether has got to be Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. I did a spoiler-free review for this if you would like to go and watch it, and I did receive it for review, but I adore it. It is so much fun. It is about such a great main character, such a fun world. It pushes all my little buttons for sort of silly superhero things that have a heart. That's like a very specific genre for me that I'm a huge fan of, and that's exactly what this fit into. It was adorable. The romance was so cute. Not to mention it was 2 ladies, so I mean, that's always gonna get me. But I just fell in love with it, and all I want is the sequel now. But then like a second runner up to that, in September I also reread The Color Purple by Alice Walker. This was a reread, so it doesn't really count. This has already been on my favorites list, I think for May or something like that, but I did really enjoy rereading it, and it was my other 4.5 star, or 5-star really, read over the past 2 months, so I have to mention this one too. This book is so well written and so heartfelt, and I can't wait to write about it for my thesis. So, my favorite new YouTuber that I want to talk about is Helen from the channel Helen Anderson. She does not exactly need my help to get subscribers over to her channel. She has plenty as it is. Helen does a lot of different kinds of videos, sort of like lifestyle, a lot of fashion videos like lookbooks and such. I'm not super into that kind of video, but Janelle is, so I've been watching Helen for like months, and then over the past like couple of months or so, I've started watching all of her vlogs with Janelle too. She's just so positive and happy and hysterical. Oh my, she's so funny. I completely have fallen in love with her personality. I think that Helen is just a really genuinely positive and wonderful person, and I really love her, so I'm very glad that I discovered her channel and started like actually watching it and not just watching it over someone's shoulder. So, favorite new Bookstagrammer has got to be Sam from Fabled Kings. I think that Fabled Kings is such a great Bookstagram to follow, especially at this autumny time of year. It just has this very specific aesthetic that's autumny. It was a little bit more Halloween-y, but it works for autumn in general. I just absolutely adore her pictures, and you should definitely go follow her. Usually for videos, I pick a top 3 videos to share with you, but today, because it's been 2 months, I decided I would cheat. I'd give you a top 5 of my favorite videos, just because I've watched a lot of videos in the past 2 months, so let's talk about those. The first thing that I want to talk about is not a specific video, it's a show. Over the past 2 months, I've been obsessively watching Edgar Allan Poe's murder mystery, Dinner Party, the web series that was done by Shipwrecked Comedy. It just barely wrapped up on Halloween. That's when the final episode was posted, and it is so fantastic if you're a fan of literature in general, especially classic literature. Basically, the series is about Edgar Allan Poe. He lives in his house with the ghost Lenore, and he really wants to impress Annabelle Lee, so he decides to have a dinner party, and he invites all of these other famous authors to get together under one roof and have a dinner party, but someone starts slowly killing them off, and all of these authors have to try to solve the mystery of who is killing all of them. It's such a funny series, and it's like very much in the vein of Clue, the movie with Tim Curry. That's very much what it's reminiscent of, but it's full of a lot of literature jokes because they're all famous authors. So I highly encourage you to go and watch this web series. It's only 11 episodes. It's not going to take you that long, and it's very well done. Besides that, the entire 3rd season of Carmilla happened over the past 2 months. I love Carmilla. So Carmilla, I've talked about this a couple of times, but Carmilla is a web series based on a classic vampire novel by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. It was the first vampire novel, and it was gay. It was about lesbians. So the web series takes place in the modern day, and the lead character Laura is on her first year at college, and she's doing kind of like an investigative journalism project where she's doing vlogs, and people are dying at the university, and there are vampires and weird stuff. Such a great show. I personally am a fan of the first season. I think that's easily the strongest one, and I think it's just fantastic. The third season, I was a little questioning at the very, very end, but most of the third season was really fun. They introduced new characters. They talked a lot about all of the labels of the different characters because the majority of the cast is queer, so that was really fun. In general, it's just a really great web series, and I encourage you to go watch this one too. So the next video that I want to talk about is a video that Helen from Helen Anderson did, and that was a Witch Coven lookbook. It featured Zoe London. Basically, they just did a series of outfits that were inspired by Halloween-y, like witchy vibes. I don't know if I can convey to you how dramatic it is without you going and watching it yourself. They got so into it, but I love it. It was fantastic. I was a huge fan. I watched it multiple times. Next is a song. That is a song by Dodie Clark, Would You Be So Kind. It's just this little ukulele song that she played. And I really love Dodie. I think that her music is really fantastic, but this song, like, got in my head immediately, and then I just was obsessively trying to learn how to play it, which I'm almost there. I've almost got it down. But it's such a nice song, and it's such a great video. It's sort of like a little music video that she put together, and it's so cute. I love this song. I love all of her songs, but this is my favorite. And my last favorite video that I want to talk about is the Series of Unfortunate Events teaser trailer. We finally got a teaser for a Series of Unfortunate Events, the Netflix series that is coming in January. January? This particular teaser, it just took so much of a load off my mind. I'm sure if you guys have been watching this channel for long, you know that the fact that they're making a Netflix series gives me a lot of anxiety because I have such a connection to the series as a whole, and I'm still really burned about the movie that they made, and I've just been so worried about them getting the tone right and really just appreciating the source material. I was very, very worried about Patrick Warburton playing Lemony Snicket, but the tone of this teaser was so spot on. Patrick Warburton did an amazing job as Lemony Snicket, and I'm just like the tiniest bit more hopeful. So we'll see where it goes from here, but I'm scared. So my favorite TV show that I've been watching over the previous 2 months has got to be American Horror Story Season 6. I've been watching it. I don't know why I do this to myself every year. Every year, I'm like, I don't watch scary things. I don't want to watch scary things. And then American Horror Story is on, and I get talked into it, and I watch it again. This season has been the scariest one I've ever watched because it's continued to be scary, and we only have 2 episodes left. The theme of this series is Roanoke. If you don't know about the Roanoke colony, like, go Google them, read the Wikipedia article or something, because Roanoke is a super interesting story, but it's been about that. I think it's the scariest season they've ever done. I think that it's really creative, and I think that it was such a great way, because I think Ryan Murphy has a tendency to write a great first half of a show, but not a great second half, and I think what they've done with this series has made it so much better, because Ryan Murphy has been able to work through his usual mid-season slump, and I think has done a very good job of it. So I'm loving American Horror Story right now. As far as movies, I usually list a favorite rewatch and a favorite new to me movie. I'm gonna do a couple things. First of all, my favorite rewatches in October, it was all the Halloween movies. I mean, that's when you rewatch all the Halloween movies. Rewatched Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Hocus Pocus definitely happened, Rocky Horror Picture Show happened. You know, it's when you watch all of the scary movies, not the scary movies, all of the Halloween movies. So that was a really good time. In September, I rewatched Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's been a couple of years since I've sat down and watched Perks of Being a Wallflower, but this rewatch solidified it definitely as one of my favorite movies. It's always been like an idea that it was a favorite movie of mine, but I keep an actual list of my top 10 movies, and as soon as I finished watching Perks of Being a Wallflower, I knocked a movie off and I slapped Perks of Being a Wallflower on there because it's definitely one of my favorite movies. And my favorite movie that I watched that was new to me, I had a really bad run of movies in September and October that were new to me. Mostly I rewatched movies, but any of the movies that I watched that were new to me, I had a tendency to just hate. I didn't like a lot of them. So actually my favorite new to me movie was Grease Live. It was such a fun thing to watch. I loved everything that they did with the audience. I loved how fun it was. I loved how high energy it was. I think that everyone did a really great job with the show. So yeah, I loved Grease Live. It was great. So now we are going on to music. Every favorites video, I tell you my top 5 songs that I've been listening to over the past month. Usually they're songs that are new to me, and that is true this month, so I'm gonna list my top 5 favorites. First of all, Ash and Ember by Augustana. Augustana? I honestly don't know. I think I found the song, like I found most of these songs, just through listening to Spotify and like recommend to me music, that kind of thing. It's just really fun. I really enjoy it. I don't know how else to talk about it. I listen to it all the time on my commute, and it's like a really good peppy wake up in the morning song, so big fan. Next one I want to mention is Cup of Coffee by Julian Moon. This is such a funny song. It's just sort of like a singer-songwritery type of song, and it's from the point of view of a barista who has some sort of customer who keeps complaining and being terrible when her coffee order isn't right. It's so funny, and I think about it every time that, you know, I go to Dunkin' Donuts or I go to Starbucks or something. The song comes into my head. It's just so funny, and I appreciate it because baristas have a lot to deal with. I'm truly sorry, because there's some awful people in the world. It's just a cup of coffee, you know? The next one that I want to mention is Good Grief by Bastille. I've been listening to this for 2 months obsessively. I adore Bastille. They're one of my favorite bands of all time, and this is one of their newer songs. I just think that it's got such a good groove to it. Sometimes Bastille songs have a tendency to all sort of, they start to sound really similar, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it means that I don't have all of their music. This was so fun because it felt like Bastille, but it was different, and it was one of their more upbeat ones, so I really, really loved being able to find this song. Now we are moving on to my top 2, the ones that I've been listening to on repeat for too many times. The first one is Welcome to My Life by Group Love. Like, if anyone else was in my headphones, they would hate me, because all I did in September was play this over and over and over again. It's so infectious. I don't even know what to tell you besides the fact that it's so supremely infectious to listen to. And yeah, I absolutely love it. It's just really, really good and upbeat and happy. I was all about the upbeat the last couple months. Just wanted some happy music. And the last song that I'm gonna mention, I've listened to so many times, and that is What's It Gonna Be by Shura. I found this from Tumblr. There was a gift set of some music video, and it looked gay, and I clicked on it, and let me tell you, this video starts, and you're like, this isn't gay. Oh, but you should wait. If you are looking for a supremely, like, happy, gay music video, this is such a great way to go. It's sort of like if John Hughes made a gay movie, and that's really all I want, honestly. But the song in general is really happy. Like, I really, really love the song. It's just that I connected to it because of the music video, because it's about, you know, people finding love in high school, and initially they all kind of are pretending to be in love with the people they think they're supposed to be in love with, but instead they find the right people for them. It's so great, it's so gay, I love it, go listen to it. So now I'm going to show off all of the Funko Pops that I have acquired over the previous 2 months. I don't pick favorites, I just show you everything that I've received, and the first 2 are sitting right here. So here we go. I've got Ramona flowers and I've got Knives Chow. They're both from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I got them at separate times. I think Ramona I got near the beginning of September. I just happened to find her in an FYE, and I got her on like a 3 for something sale for Funko Pops. And Knives, I believe I got at Comic-Con. I got a bunch of Funko Pops at Comic-Con. I think that they're both so cute. I absolutely adore the movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I think these are 2 of the coolest looking Pops I own. I love how their colorful hair looks, so yeah, I'm really glad I got them. The next one that I got, I also bought at New York Comic Con, and that is the Wendigo from the show Hannibal. I really wanted the Wendigo. I've been looking for him like really, really intensely. I have the other Funko Pops that I wanted from the Hannibal collection. I have Hannibal and I have 2 versions of Will Graham, but I think that this is, again, one of the coolest Funko Pops that exists. The Wendigo is such a cool thing in the show, and then I think that they just captured it so well with a little bit of blood on his hands, with a little, I love the way that this one looks, so I'm very glad to have finished off the collection of Hannibal Funko Pops that I wanted to own. The last group of Funko Pops that I acquired, and I would argue the most important Funko Pops that I acquired, oh my god, they're falling, are all of the Lady Ghostbuster Funko Pops. Hold on, they're falling, just one second. Oh, this was so Erin of Erin. She just popped right off her stand, like, you know. So the Ghostbusters that I got, we got Erin here, got Patty, we have Abby right here. Oh, here, there you go, there's Abby. And then of course, like most importantly, we have Jillian Holtzmann, queen of my heart. I love the way that she looks. I bought her and I bought Abby at the same time that I got Ramona at that whole 3 for whatever it was sale at FYE, and I like flipped out in the store when I found Holtzmann because I just wanted her so deeply. I got Patty and Erin at New York Comic Con. By the time you get to the last day of New York Comic Con, pops are like mega cheap when you find them. So I don't know, I love how all my Ghostbusters ladies look together. They just look so nice all together and I love them. And I love all of my new Funko Pops, but I love when I can complete a good set. And these are the only ones that I want from the Ghostbusters collection. I don't really need Kevin, I don't really need the ghost. I'm super happy with these. So, random favorites. I guess I'm just gonna talk about some of my favorite stuff in general that I've done over the past couple of months because I've done a lot of cool stuff. First of all, I started my internship way back in September. I've talked about it a lot at this point, but I don't know, I'm an intern at a literary agency and it's so exciting. I get to work in the city 3 days a week and I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's just like really cool because it's a step on the road to what I want to do for the rest of my life, so big fan of that, clearly. New York Comic Con happened in October. I did a whole vlog and haul with Janelle. If you want to go watch that, I'll leave it on the screen. But loved New York Comic Con. I got to see my friend Dave again. He's a cosplayer who I met like 3 years ago now at some convention, and we just happened to meet and he was cosplaying the Hound and I was cosplaying Arya, and now we do cons together and it's fantastic. I always love getting together with him at conventions even though it's a little bit exhausting. He's a huge guy, a lot of people want to take his picture, but it was also so much fun because this was the first time I got to do Comic-Con with Janelle. And it's so weird because, you know, I've known Janelle for over 3 years now, and we've been together for quite a while now, but we've never done a huge convention together. We did Atlantic City Boardwalk Con a couple of years ago, but this was like New York Comic Con, and we did it together, and, you know, we did a couples cosplay, and we got to do what we wanted to do, and that was so much fun. I did like all kinds of October activities last month, like corn maze. I went to the Renaissance Fair and dressed as a witch. That was fun, and October-tastic, especially the corn maze. I haven't been to a corn maze in years. What else? I filmed my lookbook, my autumn lookbook, which was so much fun, and I got to film that with Janelle also. But it was like such a fun way to be kind of different on my channel and do something I haven't done before, and I absolutely loved filming that. Mine and Janelle's room won second place in a decorating contest on our campus, and they came and took pictures of it for the website, which I was in, which was weird. At one point when they were taking pictures, they were like, hey, do you want to hold a book in the pictures? And I was like, you people have no idea how on brand this is for me. And I guess the other thing that happened in September that was like a super big deal that I'm really glad about is that I came out officially on YouTube and the internet in general, so big fan of that too. Okay guys, so that's pretty much everything in terms of all of my favorite stuff that I've done or seen and watched and whatever over the past couple of months. Let me know what some of your favorite stuff that you've done is, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!